Vierter Tag der Studienreise. Der heutige Tag steht ganz unter Swissness. Was machen die Schweizer Firmen hier im Valley und auch wie können die Schweizer Firmen hier im Valley Fuß fassen? Am Morgen, wie ihr seht, sind wir wieder im Vault und haben hier 3 Präsentationen von Swiss Global Enterprise, von Atlas Go und von Swissnex.
We saw lots of impressions, and some of you might ask, if I'm taking my company to Silicon Valley, or if I saw something that may or may not help my company, might there be any support for us? And yes, there is, and that's the topic this morning. Switzerland is also present, who are here at the Swiss Business Hub in San Francisco, and they do nothing else. Well, there are 2 things that support Swiss companies wanting to come to the US, and American companies considering Switzerland to set up shop in Europe. So how do you do that, and how
he
can
knows
we
a lot, I can tell you.
You can do the presentation.
Exactly, he can do it.
So here's a overview about the Swiss Business Hubs and the global network. So we are part of Switzerland Global Enterprise, SGE, which is a non-profit association in Zurich, and was founded in 1927.
So, and then there are Harvard students who come to the US and create their own company, and Olivier is such an example.
What we are, we're a social business. We have an activity and fitness tracking application that allows you to do exercises, to go run, to go hike, bike rides, yoga, meditation. We have a lot of activities, and your activities get sponsored by a company towards a non-profit. So with your exercise, you are supporting a non-profit organization while promoting your sponsors. You're like a sponsored athlete, so to call on our application, supporting a cause. That companies are facing is really like the crucial parts of each company, clients or customers, employees, and even the shareholder and investors are leaning towards more sustainable and socially conscious brands. It's just a common fact nowadays that there is already a certain competitive advantage if you do these things right. So as an example, a lot of millennials are very conscious about the products that they are consuming, from not only from a social perspective.
So if we had this morning the topic of small, medium enterprises from Switzerland, helping them enter the US market, something happens before companies become companies, and it's like it's researchers and other creative people that solve problems and invent stuff. And also for them, Switzerland provides support here in Silicon Valley. Very happy Benjamin can join us this morning, Deputy CEO of Swissnex. And how do you support universities and startups and artists here in Silicon Valley, and why do you do what?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Gert. Nice to meet you, everyone. So my name is Benjamin. I'm Roman from close to Lausanne, so I'll do it in English because it's easier for me. I've also been here 4 years, so you will get a very Roman perspective on Swissnex. Our CEO is actually from Zurich, so we have a little bit of both sides at Swissnex. We are from SBFI, so Staatssekretariat Bildung, Forschung, Innovation. And this State Secretariat has an international office, a small team looking into stuff like bilateral relationships between countries, between Switzerland and other countries in research and innovation, and also the Swissnex network, which you see here.
Wir haben wieder einen spannenden Morgen hinter uns. Es ist geballte schweizerische Innovationspower. Es hat angefangen mit SGE, Swiss Global Enterprise, wo Schweizer Unternehmen dabei unterstützt, im Ausland Fuß zu fassen, ihnen hilft mit Marktanalyse, mit allen möglichen Partnern finden. Es war sehr spannend. Es ist weitergegangen mit Atlas Go, einem spannenden Start-up, wo mit Hilfe von Fitness, mit einer Fitness-App eigentlich gute Projekte fördern, zum Beispiel Ocean Cleaning. Und wir haben jetzt morgen beendet mit Swissnex. Swissnex, ein Gefäß von der Schweiz, das helfen soll, Innovationen zu fördern, Innovationen zusammenführen und Start-ups im Ausland zu unterstützen.
So yeah, so welcome to Second Foundry. I have two sets of presentation. One that's more like a bit more high level about, you know, in the spirit of what Gert mentioned. So I can go through that, and then a few slides just to explain what Silicon Foundry does, which I think could be a good start of the conversation. And I think what could be interesting is some of our clients, you know, unless it's confidential, like love to share what we're doing for them just to make it very tangible. So I put this slide because here you see a lot of people who are on the startup, on the founder camp, and they're usually sometimes snobbish. You know, they see learning expedition as a waste of time, and you know, they really sit on the camp of like, I'm a founder, I'm cool, this is the future, we're disrupting the world. And then you have a lot of corporates who don't necessarily know how to engage with that ecosystem, and so it's pretty impressive actually. You know, there's a lot of going on, and for that matter, there is a lot of engagement, and under the big umbrella of business, right? It's literally business development. It's not necessarily, again, investing and all that good stuff. It's just showing that you need to do that. And one of the reasons why, again, to justify my point, you need to do that because there is, you know, a startup revolution. You know, as a French guy in the US, I like to use the word revolution, right? It's kind of an obvious one. And so that's what I've been witnessing in the last 10 years of my career doing all those different jobs, is that
I want to thank Amandeep for agreeing to meet our group as well. And I said to the group before we came here that, you know, last week the realization and the enthusiasm was so big that I actually asked Amandeep, hey, would you agree to do it the second time? And the question that they're really answering is one that I never even thought about. It is, as we all move from legacy systems and on-premises into a world completely with applications and data completely in the cloud, serverless. That old world is fine and it works and we control it and it's everything under our control. We can track it, we can trace it, we can regulate it. And maybe the world in the cloud is also fine as far as access is controlled. Controlling, tracing, auditing, who accessed what?
My name is Amandeep. I'm one of the founders of Okera. We are a 3.5 years old company in the data management space. So I'll talk to you about what we do, the kinds of problems we help customers solve, and so forth. So let's start. Our mission as a company, as we define it today, is to enable you to get more value out of your data that you already have. Now, a lot of vendors, in fact, I'd say every for a variety of workloads. So, data protection and governance. Who really cares about this? It looks like PII. So we'll detect that kind of stuff. So we'll surface it up for you. Having visibility into who has access to what. Who has access to this particular thing.
Digital transformation, and it doesn't touch every aspect of life. It doesn't touch every aspect of business. It's nothing we need to worry about. You cannot digitalize my business, my hobby, my life, my family, everything. And kind of as the icing on the cake today, I want to prove to you that you can even digitalize that aspect. Remember when we were kids and we played the games of trading cards? My Messi soccer player is better than your Shaqiri soccer player. Okay, well, guys are going to meet in a minute. They digitalize that. And not only that, in order to make sure.
As a first intro to play table, this is a game that we built uniquely for the platform, and it's cool because it's played not with any controllers or anything but real physical pieces. So I have right here a dragon and some other characters, and to bring them into the game, I just put them right onto the screen.
Awaiting directive.
I have cards that actually control my moves for the characters. So you might notice the screen's a little dark right now, right? That's because it's nighttime. So if I want to make it daytime, I take this card that says sun, moon, and stars, I throw it onto the screen and the lights come out. Each character has their own moveset. So the wizard, he's got cards like Frost Nova. The dragon's got cards like Firebolt. And to play this game and to actually move around the different toys, if I wanted to teleport around the wizard, for instance, I'm going to play this card, Teleport.
Ja, mittlerweile ist auch der Donnerstagnachmittag wieder vorbei. Wir haben sehr interessante Besuche erleben. Wir waren heute Nachmittag zuerst bei den Silicon Founders. Das ist so eine Art eine Vermittlungsorganisation. Sie nennen sich selber so Members, wo man dort sein kann, wo Firmen helfen, da im Silicon Valley eigentlich ein bisschen Fuß zu fassen und Informationen auch können abzuziehen. Nachher haben wir eine Präsentation von Okera. Die bieten eine Plattform, eine Lösung an für Datensicherheit. Also es geht um Data Lakes, wie kann ich zugreifen auf Daten und trotzdem auch den Datenschutz sicherstellen. Die dritte Präsentation, die wir dann hatten, ist sehr spannend. Die nennt sich Playtable und ist eigentlich die Innovation, dass sie mit ihrem Produkt, das ist ein grosses iPad, wo man auf den Tisch tun kann, wo man eigentlich alle Brettspiele damit ersetzt werden. Super geniale Idee gewesen. Heute Abend gehen wir jetzt weiter noch zu einem weiteren Event.
Over time. So what are the differences between the two?
I would say that there's a lot of similarities in that you have to manage your inventory well. You're both on the liquidity provision side, and you don't really take. You're mostly a maker. Thinking is that you're willing to buy and sell an asset at a certain price, or an instrument at a certain price, and you're willing to sell it at a certain price. And what you're really trying to capture is this bid-offer spread. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be at the top of the book. You can be further deeper in the book.